watching Govs Radio. This is where you go if you want to see something or if you want to hear something funny. Coming up in just a couple of minutes. This is a joke I told. What? I'm not on Gov Radio? Call the police. Call my agent. Hi, I'm Danny.
Tony, welcome to Go.
Hey, Joe, how are you?
I gotta pat you down though, pal.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
Got anything on you? Anything I should know?
I got nothing.
Anything weird going on?
What?
Alright, you go in, Tony. Good.
Thanks, Joe. Appreciate it. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Tom Kelly of The Tom Kelly Show. Yes, this is not the only time I've gotten on my knees in the back room of a comedy club.
The Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show is also brought to you by Two Eagles Auto Body. For more than 25 years, Two Eagles Auto Body has been the leader in auto body repairs and customer satisfaction on Long Island. Two Eagles Auto Body handles every type of auto repair from custom applications and restorations to repairs involving insurance claims. Give Two Eagles Auto Body a call and please ask for John Rossi at 516-328-2527. That's 516-328-2527.
Hey, how do you say there, people? It's Johnny Brennan, creator of the Jerky Boys, also of Fox TV's Family Guy fame. I just want to let you know you're listening to Tony on the Knockem Dead Radio Show. You're gonna keep knocking them dead, so keep listening, you wacky sons of bitch. Right there. Over and out there, sweet Charlie.
Long time no see, man. Hey, man, I miss you guys, man, at Knockem Dead Comedy Radio.
Hey Tony, you're not funny, and you probably shit yourself a lot, and you're no fun to be with, and you don't make that much money, and you're not going anywhere in show business, and I hope you get hit by a bus.
Hello! Do it like that.
Hello!
Yeah, like that.
Hello!
Not like that.
No, that was awful.
The one you did when I wasn't.
Hello!
Okay, save it for when it's on.
Sorry.
God, you know, I turn off the microphone, and you're like, gold. I turn the microphone on, and I get ah. Seriously, ready?
Hello! Damn, I was an idiot. Damn it. Hello!
That was it!
Alright, this is the one. Hello! Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hello.
So yeah, do it like hey. All right, you ready for hey?
Hey.
Now.
Hello. Hey.
Knockem dead. Comedy show.
Hello.
Do it like that.
Hello.
Yeah, like that.
Hello.
Not like that.
No, that was awful.
The one you did when I wasn't.
Hello.
That was that. Hi, everybody. Hi. It is Wednesday. Michael's here. Welcome, everybody, to the Knockem Dead Comedy Show. Coming out July from the legendary Governor's Comedy Club in Levittown. Live on the Gov's Comedy Club podcast channel on Facebook and YouTube. If you're on Facebook, please follow the page. And if you're on Facebook, please subscribe to the page. If you're on YouTube and you want to join in the comments and you want to participate in whatever we're talking about today, head on over to the YouTube feed because that is where we monitor the comments. So please head on over and do that. And we appreciate all the support, and we're happy you're here. And I don't know what is going on. Let me tell you before I forget.
Oh, that looked nice.
Well, I wouldn't go that far. Let me tell you, Mr. Kaplan, so I don't forget, because I can totally see myself forgetting to tell you, and then you leave here. This time next week, we will not be in this room.
We won't.
We won't.
We're going to be in the parking lot?
You might be. I won't. This time next week, I'll be in England, my friend.
Oh.
So the studio is closed next week.
Wow.
All next week. So, John Rusciello, you're going to miss us next week.
Crickets.
John Rusciello.
John Rusciello.
Yeah. All right. So, So that is so now you know. Next week.
Next week.
Right. Next week.
So that means I can't contain my excitement. You know, I'm usually like, yeah. I play that shtick, right?
Right.
But I'm actually super pumped up today. I got a lot of energy. I'm happy.
Well, what's better than ice cream in Port Jeff?
Do you want to? Can we talk politics for a minute? I know we should.
We can talk about anything you want, pal. Go ahead.
You know, so Trish and I were driving up to Port Jeff Village.
Yeah.
Now, it's a beautiful village. I'm sure you've been there 100,000
I have,
times,
and yes,
right?
it is beautiful.
Across from the ferry is the big candy store.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
I know what you're talking about.
So when you're pulling out of the ferry and you're coming around the bend there, coming out of the park lot, you look to the left, you see this huge candy store. Well, I didn't take a picture of it. Right above the candy store, it's like an 8-foot by 20-foot sign.
That's big.
Big.
In
Trump we trust.
Oh, wow.
And not only that.
Okay.
We were... You paying attention?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. There was we went to a few little stores and they had Trump bumper stickers in there. So I asked this one girl, and I'm not pro Harris, pro. We're not talking about politics.
Okay.
So I asked the girl. I said, "What's with the Trump stuff all over the place here?"
Mm-hmm.
And she was just like,
All right. So yeah, without talking politics, I am surprised to hear this because usually downtowns like that are lean more to the left.
Not only lean more to the left, they usually don't talk politics.
Oh, true. Yes.
In villages.
Right.
Oh, no. And,
Is that the whole story?
Yeah.
Oh. I thought there was more.
So that's where we saw our friends.
Right.
We were eating ice cream.
And some friends bumped into you and said, what's better than eating ice cream in Port Jeff? Then eating ice cream in Port Jeff and seeing Mike and Trish.
That was my campaign manager's son.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, so she was there with her son.
Paula says good morning. Good morning, Paula.
Good morning, Paula.
Tell that brother-in-law of yours to watch the show, damn it. John, hope you're all right. John. So your campaign manager's son is not the only one who saw you.
Well, Trish and I were sitting at a table, and I hear, Michael! He's got a really deep voice like us. So I'm like, it can't be me. Who's looking at, I don't know. So then I hear, Michael and Patricia. So I'm like, who the hell is that? And it's this kid. He's 17 years old. You know, you saw him. He's a big fella.
Yes, I did.
And I'm like, how are you? Good to see you. And that's
No, but what I'm saying, he's not the only one who saw you, is what I'm telling you.
Really?
Yes. Not in Port Jeff.
Not in Port Jeff.
I have a very weird story for you.
That is a weird story, because I have a very exciting story to tell you afterwards.
Oh, no, you want to go first?
No. It might be the crescendo of the program.
I saw you.
You did?
In a dream I had.
What?
Calm down. It's nothing like that. I haven't. Look at that. Look at that. Speaking of dreams, did your dream come true?
The big fella's back.
The big fella himself.
You know, Walker.
Yeah.
You're like fucking glue. All right.
Huh?
I'm attached to you, and I'm really upset with you. And I'm not getting into it on the air, but I'm really upset with you because you're too fucking nice.
He says the same thing to me.
Yeah.
He says it to me all the time.
You're too fucking nice, and if I was in Long Island, and if I had my wits about me, and I was healthy, I'd come over and smack you on the side of your head, and then kiss you on the cheek. Okay.
So, you don't want to talk about it on the air? Because I'm happy to if you want to.
No, I don't want to talk about it on the air because I don't want to implicate people.
Okay.
And I don't want to, it's better that I lay to rest. Okay. I will, however, tell you I will not be watching every day.
Right.
You can pick the day that I won't be watching. You can understand that.
Yes, I can.
Okay. And I was really going to boycott the show completely, and I just can't do it. You're too nice of a guy. I've grown to a great fondness for you, even though I never met you. All right, and I just feel that it would be an injustice if I didn't watch the show. After watching the show for almost a year religiously every day.
Yeah. Well, and the feeling is mutual, my friend, and to not have you be a part of it would be very sad. And I'm more than happy to discuss it, anytime off the air.
Right. Okay, that's fine. All right. So that's my first beef with you.
Oh, there's more?
The second beef, I'm letting it all out. It's all going to be.
Oh, it's
like
building up.
fucking diarrhea today. It's going to be like diarrhea. All right. The second beef I have with you, okay, is I think about a year ago, I asked you for a Knockem Dead Governor's Comedy shirt.
Let me.
You said to. Well, let me finish.
All right, go ahead. My apologies. Yes, finish.
Respect your elders.
Yes, you're right. You're
Respect
right.
your elders.
Yeah.
And you said to me, John, when I make my new order, all right, for the shirts, I will get a shirt. And I said to you, no need, order a special shirt, and I will pay for it. I don't want you to pay for it. It's not necessary because I've brought people to this show. People love your show. I see my darling sister-in-law, who's a hot chick, is watching. All right, and I want to have it. I want to put it on my chest. I like to put it on her chest, but unfortunately, I'm not supposed to say these things. All right, but like I said, I'm having diarrhea in the mouth today, so I'm letting it all hang out. All right. So that's the second beef.
Can I respond?
Yes, you can respond. Yes.
Okay, so that was the truth, and I swear to you, everything I'm going to tell you is the truth, and this includes throwing somebody under the bus. My business partner in Knockem Dead Comedy, he was in charge of ordering shirts. At this time last year, he was working his way out. Our partnership is ending. He's moving on to other things. And he never placed another order. And I swear to you, this is all true. I got on him about it. And then and now he's out. He's been out since October. And then I had to bug him for about maybe 4 or 5 months to get the phone number of the T-shirt guy, because I wanted to keep the same guy because his prices are fantastic. So just 3 weeks ago, he finally got me the number. I called the guy and placed an order, and I did order a XXX, and I am paying for it. And the guy said that the order should. I actually heard from him about a week ago. The order should be coming in soon, very, very soon. That is all the God's honest truth. I never forgot you, and the shirt's on its way.
Okay, all right. So now, all right.
Take
so
that.
I stand corrected. That's right. Thank you very much. I stand corrected. Okay. All right. Now enjoy your show. I see you have Mr. Kaplan there.
Yes.
All right. Mr. Kaplan is praying. You notice his hands? I'm watching TV now.
I am praying.
And he's praying. And he's praying that I don't turn around and say what I'm supposed to say to you. All right. So
Always gonna blow the surprise.
He's saying, "Oh God, John, please don't say it on the air. God, please don't say it." However, we will have a conversation off the air.
Okay.
Okay. About this, because I have to let it out. I have to splurge. I have to purge my feelings.
Well, that's a good thing every now and then. You have to do that.
Kaplan, shut the fuck up. I'm not talking to you. Jesus, I knew he was going to say something. He had to be in this conversation. All right, just sit there and look pretty. Don't tell any stupid fucking Rodney Dangerfield jokes because you're not funny. All right, I'm gonna quote Jackie the Joke Man. You're not funny. You're not funny. I hope you shit yourself. Okay, you'll never make it in show business. That should be for you, Kaplan, not Tony Walker. That should be for you. Love you guys. Goodbye.
Goodbye. We love you, John.
We do love John.
The funny,
Wow.
the odd thing is, I know I'm not funny.
You're funny.
I'm funny at times with weird things, but I'm not funny like you or real funny, witty people.
I'm gonna disagree.
Funny in my own way.
You're funny in your own way, but you also when you turn it on, so to well, all right. You definitely have you definitely have the best dramatic, meanest faces.
Oh.
And I've said it a million times. You played a fantastic Mr. Potter, better than Mr. Barrymore.
That's high praise.
Yeah, and I don't think I've seen you in a heavy drama. At least I don't think I have. But I would bet money that you'd be amazing in a drama, playing like a bad guy of some
I remember
sort.
playing the Wizard in The Wizard of Oz.
That's not a drama.
Yeah, but I got to be off stage with the body mic and talk, and all that stuff. And I heard kids crying in the audience, and it actually made me happy.
And then they saw your face in there.
And they were like, wow, he's a little short guy.
Tony, how come you did not have your shirt guy number as well? That's from Mickey. Because I didn't handle that end of the business. Yeah. I had other things to do. Mickey, you're not funny, Mike. John is a funny fuck. Wow.
But at least I admit, I don't think I'm funny. I'm funny at certain things. I'm not. I'm just not naturally funny. I need a script or use my face.
I'm going to disagree. You, when you're in the zone, you can be just as funny as anybody else in the room.
Oh, thanks.
Well, I meant that as a good thing.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I think you're very funny.
Well, Mickey Delaney doesn't think.
Well, he doesn't think, period.
You see, that's funny. I don't think of things like that.
But you have, and you can. I mean, I was going to say that this isn't something that you can just be born with, but at the same time, I was always kind of quick like this. Like I took a few beatings as a kid because I didn't know when to shut up. But I do feel doing dinner theater for all these years, interacting with an audience, being on the spot, taking improv. I took improv classes in the city. And then being around here, I do feel you can definitely hone those skills and improve them. But I disagree. I think you're there. John Rusciello, the best drama role he played was with his ex-wife.
Wow.
Wow.
I knew some sort of shot was coming.
Fremder, playing the Wizard and the Wizard of Oz. If I only had a smile. Well, the Wizard, yeah, that character is a very tragic character.
It's a very tragic character. And
that's what I said.
Is that what you said?
That's what I said.
And he's actually a very sad character.
Yeah.
Very sad character. But when I got chose for that part, they chose me because of my voice.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the only reason.
But your voice, yeah, definitely is perfect for that role. But even again, it's a very it is a tragic character, and I don't know. I just think you're good.
That's funny. I never realized it because he is a very tragic character. Because he actually gets on the balloon, he goes, and I don't know where he's going.
Yeah, I don't know where he's going.
Cherry Grove or something. I don't know.
You know, that's funny. Just before John called, I started to tell you a story.
Yes, I'm dying to hear about this.
And it's funny you just mentioned he went off in the balloon. So I haven't talked about it this week at all. And if my mother's listening, I don't think I've talked to my mother since, actually. But this past weekend, I had another one of those all-night leg episodes, stump episodes.
Yeah.
And it was bad.
I'm sorry.
And well, thanks. And this one was well. So every time it happens, the first one we try to get, to get past it is we'll do whatever whatever worked last time is the first thing we'll try this time, and it never works. Like whatever worked last time, you try it the next time and it doesn't work.
See.
And and we have to find every time we have to find a new way to combat it. What I'm talking about is on my stump. It happens maybe twice a year. There have been times it was more. There was probably about 5 years ago where it happened like 8 times in 6 weeks. Oh, it was terrible. But what happens is my stump gets this phantom pain where every few seconds it feels like the stump is being stabbed. And it's horrible pain, and I'm screaming, and it goes on for hours. And this time it started around, I think around 8 o'clock.
At night?
Yeah. It's only once that it happened during the day. All the rest of them are at night. It's always overnight. This one started at 8. I fell asleep around 5 or 6 that morning. I was up all night.
Wow.
Fell asleep around. Now, usually when I fall asleep, if I'm able to sleep for at least an hour or more, I wake up and I'm fine. This was the first time I slept for about 2 or 3 hours, and then it continued, which sucked. So what we did last time, I took Oxycontin or oxycodone. I think it was codone. And gabapentin. And that's what did it. So this time, Friday night, I took a pill, one of each, nothing.
Zero?
Up all night,
wow.
Pain, screaming. But out of desperation, Lisa's like, well, just take it again. I mean, at this point, started around 8. This was probably like, probably about 12 hours later. So she's like, just take them again. I'm like, fine. Had nothing to lose. So I took them again, and this time it worked. Within an hour, I felt myself getting, whoa. And so I told her, I said, I think it worked this time. And let me try and get some sleep. So, yeah, it was probably around 8, 9 in the morning. Oh, yeah, I woke up around 8 and still in pain. So, yeah, it's probably in between 9 and 10 in the morning that Saturday. Fell asleep, woke up at 4 that afternoon.
Wow.
And I was out cold. Woke up at 4. I was like, whoa. And Lisa and the kids, I forget where they were. They weren't home. Now, I had plans to be here that night. And I had to be here at 6. So I was up for 2 hours, still kind of loopy. But like out of it, but not realizing just that you're out of it. Like you think you're fine.
Mm-hmm.
But, and I did. I came here. I drove here. No, I'm sorry. I take all that back. Lisa and the kids were home. And I was not right. And so Lisa insisted on driving me here.
I see.
So she drove me here. And I wasn't really with it. I wasn't really too good. Thankfully, Don was here. We had people in the studio, and he kind of ran it. And I didn't even tell him till after the show. You know, my apologies for not being with it. I'm kind of messed up. Lisa came and picked me up, and I went home and I slept again like a log, man.
Wow.
But anyway, so when I initially had the amputation, I took oxycodone, and I've told the story before. I had really crazy dreams. Some of them were nightmares. And there was one dream in particular where a bunch of people were chasing me on the Southern State Parkway. I'm running on the Southern State Parkway, and there's a group of people chasing me. And when I dream, it's almost like watching a movie. Like I can see myself, and I can see everything that's going on. It's like
So you're not looking through your own eyes.
No. Wow. It's like watching a movie or TV. And as I'm being chased by these people, as I'm running, I look into what would be the camera. I'm looking at the viewer, and I'm yelling, "Wake up! This is a dream! Stop! Wake up!" So I did. I woke up. If I remember right, it was like 3 hours later. Pain was starting to kick in again, so I took another one. Passed out. Swear to you, this is true. The dream continued where it left off. And that was when I was like, okay, I'm not doing this anymore. And I went cold turkey after that. That was so I had the amputation. I was in the hospital for 3 or 4 days. Came home. So I think that was the next day. And after that, I said, I'm not taking this anymore.
Yeah.
And I went cold turkey after that. I just dealt with it. So I think, so the last time I had the leg pain was the first time that I can recall taking oxycodone again.
Yeah.
So I took it this past Saturday morning for the second time. I took it Friday night, it didn't work. Saturday morning I take it, and like I said, within an hour, I'm like, whoa, like I'm starting to feel it. I pass out. I have a dream. I couldn't tell you where we were. But we were somewhere. It was outdoors. And it's so weird that you just mentioned the balloons, because in this dream you were looking for balloons. To the point where you were mad. Because for some reason, I guess in that universe, balloons are hard to come by, I guess. You were couldn't find balloons, and you were furious that you couldn't find balloons. And I wasn't brushing it off, but I wasn't really helping you find balloons. So you got mad, and we were like yelling at each other. And then you had Trish has kids or no? No kids. There were kids.
Could have been my grandchildren, maybe.
Well, they were like late teens, early 20s.
Oh, so they're big
but
kids.
they were in this dream. They were like either your kids or grandkids, or like they were like family to you. They were some kind of like immediate family with you, and they were getting mad at you too for being so mad. So they were fighting with you too. And at some point, you stormed off and disappeared, and we didn't know where you went. And these girls were now yelling at me. And there was more to it, but that's really pretty much all I can really remember off the top of my head. But yeah, and then I definitely had some other dreams, but that's the only one that I have some vague memories of.
And you're telling the wrong guy about dreams, because I have 1,000 follow-up questions.
Oh, that's fine. Let's do it. We have another hour to go.
Were there other people in the dream besides the kids, me and you?
Not that I recall.
Do you remember grass, anything in the background?
We were like in a town or definitely on a road or on cement, but there definitely was some open space and definitely some grass, and that's where you walked off to. Like if we were in a town, like, you know, and then you just walked to like the outskirts of town and just kept walking to the point we couldn't see you anymore.
What kind of clothes were we wearing? You don't remember?
It wasn't anything out of the ordinary. It wasn't like
just regular clothes.
Yeah, regular clothes. It wasn't like.
So it's not like we were at a party.
Were we dressed up? I don't think so. We were outdoors, like I said, and I think we were kind of dressed like maybe it was like fall, like you know, like
fall.
light jackets and stuff. I think it was sunny out. Not like today, like bright and sunny, but it was a clear day. was a clear day. I remember that much.
See, remember any sounds?
Other than us yelling? No.
Wow, I don't think we've ever yelled at each other.
No.
Never.
Definitely not. Mm-mm. Definitely not. I don't even know if I've seen you yell.
It could be displaced. I'm going to put my philosophical... John Rusiello, if you're watching, I know. He always calls me. I'm always philosophizing. I'm saying that wrong.
Oh, that's all right.
Philosophizing.
Sounded good to me. Yeah, John is watching. The Fremder, I just had to adjust the phone screen. I'm getting a glare off Mike's head. Oh, my goodness.
Oh.
Fremder, I like Mike's shirt. Let me take out my telescope.
Huh?
John Rusiello, Tony, talk to your doctor about the spinal stimulator.
Oh, we talked about this a couple of months ago.
Yeah, and I had I had not an epidural, but something like an epidural into my spine. Actually, it was last August, and the doctor's like, "Oh yeah, you won't feel anything." So he was like, "Yeah, you won't feel anything. You're going to be good for months, and
yeah,
this is going to be great." Well, 2 weeks later, I had one of the worst bouts with the stump that I've ever had. So the next time I saw the doctor, I told him, I said, your procedure didn't do anything. So what he wanted to do, and I'm sure I talked about it on the show, was something like a stimulator, John. This guy wants to wrap an electrical, something like an electrical wire around my spine.
Yeah.
And it comes to like some kind of thing like that would be inserted on my side. That would then actually be hooked up to my phone.
Yeah.
So that when
you
the
could
stump
control it.
Right. But it would be set up automatically when the pain starts, because he's saying it's coming from the spine, which is probably the case. But with this wire, it would be set up where the wire would stop it. It would stop the signal from going to the stump.
Attached to your nerves, yeah.
Right.
That
but
thing.
Wrapped around, you're going to wrap something around my spine and then have something attached to a phone that's inside of me? No.
Oh, so it's not even you could put it on your belt. It has to go under your skin?
Yeah, the wire is wrapped around the spine.
I know, and a lot of people have it. I have a brother-in-law that has it.
Yeah?
It's really not my brother-in-law. Long story. I don't really give a shit. And he said it was a game changer because he's a very big, heavy man. And he got the electric stimulator put in his back. But he doesn't have that little device. But he must, because he does it on his phone.
Right. You figure there's got to be something attached to it.
He does it on his phone. But he said it's a life changer for him.
Really?
Yeah.
See, now you got me thinking.
I know. And he got the same thing. They wrapped it around whatever the nerves are. I don't know.
Yeah, that just freaked me out.
I'm not being rude. I'm looking up.
No, it's cool.
I'm looking up your dream, but you didn't see any balloons, though.
No, you never found them. You never found them. Tony, I like your shirt. You look like the bee in the Blind Melon video. The last time I dreamed about balloons, I woke up squeezing my wife's tits. Mickey Delaney, that was an awesome show last night with Steve Beery. Oh, thanks, Mickey. Yeah, Beery's a good guy. We had some kinks, we had some issues, but we'll work it out. And Beery's a good guy. John,
you didn't see any balloons, though.
Didn't see any. No, you were on a quest. You had to have balloons for whatever reason. And we're not talking like birthday balloons where it's like a foot cord and then the balloons right there. Like, no, you were looking for like big. I don't know if it was a hot air balloon, but you were looking for like bigger. Like almost like something professional. It wasn't like a birthday balloon to walk around with. Like you were looking for something elaborate. Leave it to Kaplan to ask that question. What does he think? You guys should be dressed in tuxedos? I'm glad John's back. Fremder, be careful of those doctors that want to stimulate you with spinal. Yeah, right. So, yeah, that was that.
Well, balloons and dreams is a symbol indicating hope, dreams, aspirations, goals, and ambitions.
Oh. You have aspirations and ambitions, Michael?
Always, but it was your dream.
You were the one looking for the balloons.
Yeah.
No, you're absolutely right. It wasn't my dream.
All of a sudden, I'm depressed. It's aspirations and ambitions. So, but we couldn't find the balloons.
Right.
So that means we're chasing our aspirations and ambitions.
Well, and now we're in here, and we're chasing aspirations, and going back to starting a murder mystery, a dinner theater troupe together, we had aspirations and ambitions then.
Yeah.
And now we have them in here.
I know. Wild?
It is wild. It's definitely wild. I get on myself because I have to learn to enjoy the journey better, because if I look at it in like dollars and cents, I'm what a freaking loser.
You can't. I've listened to so many actors and performers like Bruce Springsteen, and they say the worst thing you could think about is the money.
Yep.
Because the money will come. The money will come, but if you do it for the love. Can I tell you a short story? Do you mind? Do you like my disclaimers?
Yes.
I did the best acting. I actually was part of the best acting class I've ever been a part of at Theater 3 in Port Jeff.
Yep.
And you do a showcase afterwards, and family and friends come. There was a full, like the 3/4 of the theater was full.
Sorry, my underwear is riding up.
That was very exciting.
Go ahead.
Any
Sorry.
balloons up there?
Well, 2.
So afterwards, now you have the same love of performing as I do.
Oh yeah.
But this was like, there were Neil Simon shorts. There were like, classic shorts that we were doing. I was the most experienced actor in there, so out of the dozen little skits, I had like 7 of them. And remember this tall, skinny guy Neil that used to work in our murder mysteries? You remember him, tall, skinny guy? Do you remember him?
Yes.
He was a little funny.
Not
funny, ha.
Yeah, I think I told you, when he started with us, then he moved for a while, and then he came back, and he worked with me again.
He did.
Yeah.
He wasn't bad.
He wasn't bad at all.
No, and he was in this acting class with me.
Oh.
I think that's how we found him. I think I asked him if you wanted to get involved in that.
Well, when we started the murder mysteries together,
it
was him, and there was, I think, 1 or 2 women that were in the class that you brought in.
Women, yeah.
Yeah. One we kicked out. You remember that?
I do remember that.
And she showed up at rehearsal, just threw her outfits on the table and walked out.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, because that was after we fired her.
Wow.
She's a nice lady, but she just kind of sucked.
She wasn't good.
No, she wasn't good.
May I continue?
Please. So you met Neil in the class.
Afterwards, there was like a little party afterwards for family and friends.
Yeah, sure.
And of course my mother, being my mother, she goes, if you're so good, only if you lost weight. Right? So that was one thing that stuck in my mind.
Yeah.
First of all, the whole acting class, and I forgot her name. I think her name was Debbie. She was this big, heavy-set woman. She was unbelievable.
That's the teacher?
Yeah.
Okay.
And but my Aunt Marie came up to me afterwards, and she goes, that must have taken a lot of work. Because it was like a 2-hour showcase, and it was a lot of work. I said, Aunt Marie, I never even thought about it as work. Never.
Right.
I mean, when you do murder mysteries, when you perform here, everywhere, the shows I've been in, I never look at it as work.
Well, they call it a play.
It's a play you're playing.
Right.
Yeah, I never even looked at it that way.
Yeah.
And she looked at me and she goes, what do you mean you don't look at it as work? I said, it's not work. I said, I just love it so much.
Right.
You don't.
And you're not downplaying it. You're not saying
no,
you're not.
I wasn't downplaying it.
You're not
at
saying
all.
you're not busting your ass to do it well.
Yeah.
But yeah, you don't consider it work. It's funny you say that, because I was just yesterday. Yesterday was Tuesday, so I think it was Sunday. I started watching the new Pete Rose documentary. It's 3 1-hour installments.
Okay.
And I finished it yesterday. And I really got to thinking, because it's a documentary about a baseball player.
Yeah.
And you watch any athlete talk. I got to play with this guy, and then I play with this, and then this play. It's play. and I actually got mad. First off, there's no denying Pete Rose's talent, but the guy, he did something wrong. He accepted the punishment, and he really, to this day, doesn't seem all that sorry for it.
No.
And throughout the whole thing, he's bitching and moaning about people that did worse things and how he's still not, allowed back in baseball. And he's not in the Hall of Fame. And I'm sorry, but again, like you're saying, you got to play. You got to play in a game. You got to play a game.
Something
and you got
you
paid
love.
millions. Something you love.
You love.
And he's a millionaire. And I didn't find myself feeling bad for him. You got to play a game your whole life. You're
For
adored.
like 20 years. Didn't he play a long time?
He came
I
up.
don't really remember.
He did. He played about 24, 25 years.
Wow.
And then was a manager after that.
Yeah.
Adored by millions across the whole country. A millionaire. Had women. He had a fun life. He partied and hung out with some wild people. The guy had a fun life.
Yeah.
Now I'm supposed to feel bad for you that you're not getting a plaque?
You're not going
know what
to
I
the
mean?
Hall of Fame? No. I don't feel sorry.
I don't feel sorry for him at all. You got to enjoy your journey and not but to your point, not really. I mean, he worked hard to get to where he is and to be the great player he was.
You do have to work hard, yes.
But yeah, it's not. I'd love to do what he did and work hard and do exercises and whatever, as opposed to, sitting in an office at a computer or paper and pen all day
Just
long.
living for a paycheck.
Right.
That's
right.
Very sad to me, yes.
So, yeah, to your point, an actor, an athlete, you're playing.
You're playing.
You're playing.
I never looked at that word as playing.
Right.
Yeah. And even before you go on, I don't know if you get this, ever since I'm in high school when I started performing, I would feel, before I went on, I was terrified. If any performer says they don't have stage fright, I learned this actually from a lot of people watching that. What was it, Joe Lipton? The PBS guy, Lipton?
The actor studio?
Yeah, the actor studio. It was Robert De Niro, one of those famous actors, that said, if you talk to an actor, they say they don't have any bit of stage fright. They're full of shit.
Yeah.
Am I keeping you awake here? with
Yeah.
this thing?
Can you just give me a minute?
Go to sleep, or you'll find the balloons.
See, quickly.
See, not bad, not bad.
Because I've been doing the murder mysteries pretty much nonstop since we met.
But do you feel high? The actual stage fright and the nervousness and the knot in your stomach is actually my high before I step onto the stage.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a high for me.
No, my high is when I'm out there.
Well, that it is. I'm high. Obviously, I'm high when I'm out there. But before you go on, you never feel nervous?
Well, the murder mysteries, because I've been doing them for so long, it's there, but just not that much anymore.
It's not that much.
Because I really do feel I've seen every type of crowd we can possibly get on Long Island.
Yeah, and watch the next show. You're gonna tell me I've never seen a crowd like that before.
But if I'm doing a traditional theater show somewhere, or if I'm performing in a film, or even here, I just performed last Thursday here at Governor's, and it was the first time I was doing stand up. I hadn't done stand up since February. So give it about 6 months.
Yeah.
So I was very nervous coming in that day. I was told I was only getting 5 minutes. I was still nervous.
Yeah. Well, as you know, 5 minutes is a long time.
Yeah.
In front of an audience.
Yes, but if you have material, it can go fast.
Yes.
So I wasn't worried about the time. I was just worried, am I going to get everything out? What if I don't want to go over 5 minutes? I hope I'm funny. But then when I got here, showtime was 8. It's probably about 7:40, 7:20, give or take, where they asked me to host, and that gave me, and that's a mixed blessing because because it's just a different mindset now. Like,
Yeah.
all right, do I have 5 minutes? Should I do more than 5? But now there's other things, who's on the bill, what order, what kind of introductions do I have to do? Do I need to light them to let them know that, hey, your time's up? So there's plus the fact too, you come in, you do your time, whether it's 5 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever it is. You come in, so you got nothing to do beforehand. You do it, and then after that, you're scot-free now. When you're hosting, you're up and down that stage all night. So you're working. You can't really disappear too far. You can't, get too distracted because you got to keep time and you got to get ready to get back out there. So, that it made me happy because I do feel that's my comfort zone. Being in the murder mysteries, doing the game shows, I host. I'm working an audience. I do crowd work. That's what I do.
Yeah.
So there's that. So that guy, the host, hey everybody, like I've been doing that for a long time. So that I know I can do. But now can I set a good tone with the 5 minutes that I had planned? Will it be enough to get them going? What do I have to do differently now? Because I'm not just going out there to perform comedy. The host has to provide the energy.
Yeah.
And get the room going. So in a situation like that, there's definitely stage fright and there's definitely
But it's actually a beautiful feeling I have. I can't put it's almost unexplainable. I can't explain why it makes me feel high.
Yeah, I've never heard that.
It's a wild feeling.
I did the last play that I did was just before the pandemic. I don't know if you don't know this man. He's been in here many times. We always talk about him. John Blen. I don't know if you know John.
I've heard you mention.
Okay, you should know him. The guy wears many hats. He's a photographer. He's a journalist. He's the house manager at the Patchogue Theater.
Oh, really?
But he also writes and direct plays. The guy is just and the nicest guy in the world, and the most knowledgeable guy in the world when it comes to anything
theater related,
film related, music related. The guy is just awesome. So I did a play that he directed just before the pandemic, right? And I go out there, and the show is called. He's done a whole series of them. American Dating Catastrophes. It's called, and it's all just a bunch of one-act skits of just things that can go wrong on a date, and that's a very basic description. But so I was doing the one with him, and what happened was doing a bunch of these skits, and he doesn't really like to use the same people in multiple skits. Like if you're doing one, like everybody just gets one.
Gotcha.
Excuse me. So
I like that.
Yeah, no, I can respect that totally. But it was probably about 3 weeks before the show was opening, and he lost a guy in one of the skits. So I went to him. I said, John, if you're in a bind to replace this guy, I'll do it. Really? And I was surprised by that reaction.
Yeah.
Yeah, why wouldn't I? So I was doing these two. So I go out on stage to get ready. And again, it was only 3 weeks of working on this other skit. So and that gives me stage fright too, if I don't feel prepared.
Oh God!
Oh, and that's not a fun. That's not a
whole
high.
different type of stage fright. Yeah.
So I'm out there, and so I'm out there for the skit. I don't even remember which skit was. I only had 3 weeks for it, but anyway. So I learned. I'm in this one skit, and I'm supposed to be playing this guy who's like, thinks he's suave and thinks he's, got swagger. Meanwhile, he's the opposite. He looks like an idiot.
Yeah.
And they gave me this ridiculous wig to wear, right? So I'm sitting out there, me and the girl that I'm on the date with, and we're sitting on the stage, and I'm just kind of like the lights are still off. We just sat down to start, and I'm trying to get in character, so I'm just kind of sitting there. I'm going like this,
Yeah.
Just as the lights come on, whoop, the wig falls off as I'm sitting there going like this, and the audience.
Oh, this was a live performance. This was not rehearsal.
No. This was the first. I think it was the first performance. Yeah. I think it was opening night.
That's well, knowing you, you probably
well, that was the thing.
Did it very well.
It fell off, and the audience immediately erupts.
Oh yeah.
So so you know, in my head, I just play with it. I'm making sure she's not looking. I put it back on. I'm straightening it. I'm doing this. And they're loving it, and it worked too because it fit the character because he's supposed to be an idiot. So it totally worked. But having that happen. Done. Nerves are gone.
Oh, gone.
I'm in the zone.
Yeah.
They love
Especially
me.
you, yeah.
Right. So I'm like, I'm good to go at that point.
Yeah.
Is it something like that for you? You just get a little thing where once, whatever it takes. You say your first line or like.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that what it takes for you to like kind of calm it and now you just enjoy it?
No, usually. The Wizard of Oz was three. I played three parts in The Wizard of Oz: Uncle Henry, the Gate Guard,
right,
and the Wizard.
Right.
But normally, when I go out, like if I do a show with you or something, usually it's the first two lines I'm fine.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
As long as if I deliver them fine, I get a reaction.
Right.
I'm fine.
Yep.
I'm fine. It sets the tone.
Right. Exactly. Once you're in that pocket.
But also playing two different parts. You played two different parts. Uncle Henry, as you know, is just this old guy. Where's the hell is Judy Garland? Whatever.
Yeah.
And then the Gate Guard, he's a very animated character.
Right.
And I was always nervous about not nervous about the Gate Guard. Everyone knows the Gate Guard. Who rang that bell? Right.
Right.
So I'm like, I got to do something different. And the way they had the stage, it was just like, it was just like a windowsill, just a plain piece of wood that was painted, and the four characters come up and bang on the door, and I come out, and I just and I'm like, who rang that bell? It was very strange. So what I did was I said I have to do something different the first show, because everyone's expecting that. Who rang that bell? It's not that funny because you've heard it for a million.
It's not funny, but it's memorable.
It's memorable.
So doing it differently is kind of brave.
Yeah, so what I did was I said, who rang that bell? Very animated. And you know me, I always go like this, right? So I went like this, and I fall on the ground, and I roll around the ground. I said, who rang that bell? So I'm all in my hat's like this, and the crowd erupted. So that,
That's great.
That was fun. But then you have to change courses and turn into the Wizard 15 minutes later.
Right.
It's a challenge.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, totally.
But it's great.
It's great, but me personally, what I don't like about that, and I don't know, I didn't see your Wizard, but I'm thinking about, like, we've done shows together where we both played multiple roles.
Yes. Yeah.
And it's a challenge. I enjoy the challenge, but it's always in my head, is the audience following along? Are they wondering, wait a minute, that guy was already out there.
Yes.
Why is he now saying this? Or why is his name now this? Like I hate the fact that, well, I'm wearing a different hat, so now I'm a different character.
Yeah.
That's amateur. You expect that in a high school production. And I'm not knocking high school productions.
No.
But usually, they're short on people. Their funds are limited. All they can do is change a hat or change a shirt. So
that always blows my mind too when you see I think on Broadway they call it the swing.
What's
swing. The swing is usually people that do multiple roles.
On stage. Okay.
And it kind of blows your mind. You see one guy or a woman playing one part, then 15 minutes later they're playing another part.
Right.
It's like they don't have the money or the wherewithal to find someone else.
I once did a show. What was it called?
I remember doing, I think it was Bye Bye Birdie, me and you did. I think, on Voices. We did a show.
Bye Bye Birdie? No.
And you had like 3 or 4 different parts.
That was Wonderful Life.
I know you played the cop.
Yeah.
The cop.
Arsenic and Old Lace.
Arsenic Old Lace, thank you. Very nice, thank you.
I enjoyed that show.
That was a good show, but I remember you had multiple parts in that
so
show.
did you.
Yeah, we all did.
Yeah,
Most of us did, yeah.
Yeah, that was a fun one. But all right, that one might be the exception because at least for me, I had completely different outfits.
That's true.
And I think the audience could follow that one.
Yeah.
we also were in It's a Wonderful Life, where we both had multiple parts.
I
That
didn't
one
have multiple parts in that show.
Yes, you did.
Who else did I play besides Old Man Potter?
You were Mr. Gower, the druggist.
I played Mr. Gower?
Yes, you did.
Wow, I don't remember.
Mr. Gower's the one who smacks young George in the
Oh,
in the
yeah,
ear. That was
sure I
you.
do.
That was you.
Wow, I don't remember.
Well, you're going to remember because I'm going to tell you a story that I know you remember.
Not the wheelchair story.
No. Although I love that story too.
Oh, yeah, it's classic.
So, for those of you who know It's a Wonderful Life, Mr. Gower, he smacks George's ear because he accidentally laced the medication. So then when George when Clarence is trying to show George what life would be without him.
Shows up in the bar.
Right. I was the bartender.
And you and Nick.
Yes. So every time Mr. Gower, you came into the bar at every show, the line is, somebody want to throw this guy out of here?
Throw this rummy out of here.
Oh, that's it. Wow. Yes, that's it. But for every show, I would change it. You don't remember this?
No, I don't.
I wouldn't say rummy. I would say this, this drunk, this disgusting pig, like what? And there was
this kid murderer.
Right.
I killed kids.
Right. So there was one show where I said,
I don't remember this.
I said, does somebody want to get this pudgy little drunk out of here?
Oh my God.
And you broke.
You broke me? Well, you've broken me a few times.
But then, so when you broke, I then broke. So now the two of us are up there laughing.
And you know how Marlene loved
Well, that was the thing. Then Chuck, he pulled. You don't remember? He pulled us aside after the show.
I remember that.
Yeah,
I don't remember the line.
Pulled us aside. So please don't do that anymore. Just stick to the lines.
That's a great impersonation. I don't think I could do that. Stick to the line.
Remember, he would never look anybody in the eye. He would look above them.
I remember. Oh, yeah. He'd be
Just
talking
stick to the lines,
Yeah,
please.
he'd be talking to you.
So,
that you better do this and do that.
Yeah, right. And I would do that sometimes. Like when I first was getting to know him, I would look up. Like, what the fuck is this guy looking at?
What's he looking at?
And one time he actually caught me. He goes, hello. And I went, yeah, hi. Like trying to make eye contact. What the fuck are you looking at? But yeah,
I
really, so you don't remember
I
that?
don't remember that line.
Yeah.
Oh my
pudgy
God,
little drunk. Somebody would get this pudgy little drunk at it, and you immediately and that got me, and then we were laughing in front of the whole
we got in trouble.
But it was worth it.
Oh,
it was totally worth it. But yeah, that's why I know you played Mr. Gower for that reason.
Wow.
But that show,
Great.
yeah. See that show, I often wondered because I played, you had a big part of Mr. Potter. So your only other role was Gower, where I had multiple small parts
you
in
had
that show.
Nick. You had Bert the cop.
Yeah, I was the guy in the beginning, just sitting on the porch, just kiss her already. I
Oh,
was that guy.
Yes.
I had
remember
like
that. Just kiss her already.
Yeah, I had a whole bunch of parts. Maybe they would give me a change of a hat, if that. So
we were always just all in black.
Right.
Yeah.
I did not enjoy that show that much.
You didn't.
For multiple reasons, but that was one of them. Like I envisioned
that was a lot of work.
Well, yeah, and I just envisioned the audience like, what? Who? Why does this guy keep popping up? I did a show once called. It was a show about George Burns and Gracie Allen.
Wow.
It was a show about them.
Say goodnight, Gracie.
Yeah, Burns and Allen, a love story. It was called, and it was about them and how they met, how they got married, how they formed a comedy duo together, their whole life together. It was a wonderful play. I loved it. And same thing. I had multiple parts. It was just George and Gracie. Now, George and Gracie, when they had their radio show, they had their team of people. Almost like Carol Burnett, too. She had her team of, her group. Yeah. And they played, they did multiple skits with the same people. George and Gracie did the same thing. They had their cast of guys.
Ensemble.
Right, an ensemble. So they wanted to keep that flavor in this play. So they purposely had a guy and a girl playing all the other guy and girl parts. But I mean, it was complete change of costume, different accents, different voices.
Oh, yeah.
Like there was nothing to make you think this was the same person.
Yeah.
And it was very well done. I loved it. And talk about a lot of work. You know, sometimes I go out there for 2 lines, have to run back and change costume immediately.
That's a lot of work.
It was a
changing
lot.
Costumes like that, yes.
But I loved it. I had such a great time. And I think you remember Stacy, who worked with us. And
oh, yeah.
She was. I got her in it. So it was me and her, working with the George and Gracie couple. And it was, we had such a fun time. And, I really loved that one. So there's ways to do it, where you have play multiple roles. But, the Wonderful Life I didn't enjoy so much.
Wow,
and
I'm
sorry. I think I told you I once had this wasn't playing multiple parts. Well, kind of. Also with the same group that we're talking about.
Yeah.
We did Beauty and the Beast. And I'll have to show you a video some days. I have a video. It's so weird.
Did you play the Beast?
No. I played Belle's father, which was funny because Belle was Lisa. So I was.
Was I in this?
No, you
Why
weren't
didn't
in
I
this.
do it? Maybe she didn't have a part for me.
I don't even know. Well, but it was. I could say it. Nobody connected to this is watching. It was awful. They put this weird spin on it, where
How do you put a weird spin on a classic?
Well, here's the thing. So they made us. They made us gypsies. We had to dress like gypsies. We come out to this weird like gypsy music, and we come out. We're just talking to the audience. We're saying hi to everybody. We're saying hi to each other, and we're hugging. And one guy, Dan, was out there trying to do magic tricks, and he couldn't even do it. Like, it was
I know
bizarre.
Dan P.
Yeah. Then we had to do this weird introduction where like you would say a line, I would say a line, and the next, but all of our lines rhymed with each other. And basically, we're gypsies, and we now present to you Beauty and the Beast, but we're saying it like all in rhyme and all to a beat. It was very odd, very abstract. So then we do the show, but even in the show, like we weren't doing any props. Like, and this was one thing that I refused to do. They had, instead of props, we all had to be the props. So one thing I refused to do, so Belle is walking, and she comes up to this gate, and she opens the gate. And they had one guy standing, and another guy bent over in front of him to be the gate.
I saw the show. Yes.
Oh yeah, you might,
because I remember that.
And I
They had
refused.
2 guys,
right? Because
Yes.
it looked very
one guy bending over.
Right.
And
And he had to like just move, like he had to move this way to be the gate, But it looked very provocative.
Right in his crotch, yeah.
And I did. I refused to do it. But they got, they had other guys in the cast, like they worked it out to do it. I think I was a tree or some shit. Like, or was I the guy coming through the gate? It might have been me walking through the gate, actually. Thank goodness. But it was just weird like that. The whole show was, like I said, we had to be trees at one point. It had to be a gate. It had to be this and dress like gypsies. And then when the show was over, we then became the gypsies again to like do it like an outro and thank them all for coming. And it was so bizarre. I was embarrassed. I hated doing this damn show. Oh, it was so bad. And I just don't get that kind of stuff. Just
the abstract stuff. Either do
I.
And you know what show I hated?
No.
Remember Gary Granger?
Oh, that's a murder mystery. Yeah.
I hated that part. It was not funny. I'm walking around with cowboy boots and the cowboys and trying to talk with a
oh, you see, but that's
Western accent.
See, all right, so that's when we met.
That show wasn't fun. That's when we met. Yes.
This murder mystery company was very. They were very busy at the time. Working a lot to the point where the director would actually have 2 casts.
Yeah,
and she split the work evenly between the 2 casts. Plus, it worked out because if somebody couldn't make a show, because this company was just working so much.
Yeah.
So if somebody had an issue, couldn't make a show, well, then the person that played the part in the other cast could now fill in.
Yeah.
And that way all the shows were covered. So that's when we met. I was already in this company. You came in.
You played Gary Granger.
I was about to say that, right. We actually played the same part.
Yeah.
So I actually find it funny you say that because playing the same part, I would go to watch you, and I loved what you did because you played him, because all the characters were very animated, very over the top, and there you are you're the exact opposite of that. You're dark. You're mean. You're the mean villain.
Yeah.
I thought it was a perfect contrast to what everybody else was doing. I loved it. Because especially in the murder mysteries, I'm always, and almost everything I do, I'm looking for the comic angle. I'm looking, how do I be silly? How do I make this funny?
Which is fantastic.
So I don't think that way. Unless I'm doing a drama, then I know, okay, I got to be dramatic. I got to be real. Where you were, I don't know. I thought it worked. I loved it.
I understand what you're saying. It's just that, I remember there was so much comedy in it.
Right.
But my part was not funny.
But that's what I'm saying.
I
but
would
that's
not
a perfect
get any
thing.
reaction from any audience. I would walk by, looked at with my hat pulled down, and they would just look at me like, when everyone was getting so many laughs.
Yeah. I don't recall that, but I mean I believe you, but I don't know. I just think it worked perfectly. I enjoyed watching.
I enjoyed the part.
Yeah.
It's just that maybe I didn't enjoy not getting any laughs, which I normally don't.
No, that's not true. You played what was the next one we did? You played
Remember when
detective.
I played the detective, Mitch?
Mitch?
Yeah,
that was his name?
Yeah, Mitch.
When with Kinky the Clown.
Yes, with Kinky the Clown.
Yeah, I thought you were great in that role.
Yeah. Oh, that one was a blast.
And you were funny.
That was a blast. I had a messed up hat with the trench coat and one pant leg up.
I have
and
pictures
my
at home
shoes.
somewhere of that. I'll have to dig them
that
up.
was a blast.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I love that show.
That was fun.
Yeah.
That was
you,
fun.
You were
playing,
you were a lot of
playing
fun.
the private dick, yeah.
You're right. Yeah. I thought that was a good one. All right, let me read some comments here and see what we got going on. So maybe in the dream you were looking for Mr. Poppin'
Who's Mr. Poppin' Twist?
Oh, you have not met Mr. Poppin' Twist? Mr. Poppin' Twist is...
I don't know. Do I want to
I didn't
know?
tell you about him. He makes the balloons.
Yes, you did it,
That
and
guy.
he's incredible.
Yeah, I did. Did I show you pictures?
No, yes, you showed me
Okay.
pictures, but because I didn't believe you at first. I'm like, how good can you get it?
Oh,
doing
this guy
that
is super.
with the balloons and here's a hat and here's a dog
Yep.
and here's a a sex toy, all that stuff.
Speaking of which, did you know Jester Jim, or was that?
Who?
Yeah, never mind.
Jester Jim.
Kaplan, the half Jew, half Catholic Swami, says John Rusciello.
Who said that?
John Rusciello.
Do you remember when I played the Swami? And I don't think you were in that. It was. I think it was a Marcus show.
Yeah, I remember you doing it. No, I didn't see it. And I remember for that show, that's when someone stole your wallet, stole your money.
Good.
Yeah, I remember that.
Good. Good memory you have.
Oh yeah, I remember that well. For
and
me,
you know where that was?
No.
Pellegrino's Place Beach Club.
Oh, was it?
Yes.
Oh, that's funny, because that was our first doing murder mysteries with our own company. That was our first show. Was at his place.
Yeah.
And now he's making the streets.
The Streets 14.
That's 13 and a half too many. For me, method acting comes in handy when I'm playing a role of a person that's not funny. Pete Rose, the Louisville Slug, her. Yeah, that's true.
Ooh.
I always keep my eye on the mound. I'm watching women's baseball. The last time I did 5 minutes of stand-up, I ran out of socks. Ugh. A lot of people think John Wilkes Booth shot Abraham Lincoln in the back of the head in the theater, but I think it was really Paul Rubens. Oh, that's
awful. Come on. May I? Well,
John Rusciello would love to see Kaplan playing a flying monkey. Friender, in The Wizard of Oz, I always wondered who played the tornado. The last time I saw a show with gypsies, it took me a year to get back home. I don't get that.
The last time you saw a show with gypsies, it took me a year to get home. Why, they took him on the road with them?
I don't. But maybe they kidnapped him. Ann Walker says Mike was great in those roles.
My buddy.
My buddy. All right.
Sweet old bird.
well, old is definitely part of that. All right. I need to.
Mama.
I'm just joking. I need to switch gears. I need to do some complaining. We got 20 minutes left. So,
But you have to remind me I'm doing
Okay.
something very exciting this weekend that I would like to talk
Oh,
about.
okay. All right.
Please.
Yeah, well, we'll save that. We'll save the best for last.
Yes, sir.
All right. So we'll do 10 minutes of this, and then we'll get to you. So, I have some complaining to do. I'm pretty pissed off. I want to say for probably at least 10 years, but I think it's actually more. Special Needs Police Athletic League here in Nassau County. For at least 10 years now, we've held our bowling program at Wanto at Wanto Bowling. It's an AMF bowling alley, and it's in Wanto. And it's always gone really well there. We've had success. This year, so we have two leagues, a competitive league and a non-competitive league. Mm-hmm. And between the two leagues, we have, this past year, I think was our best year. We had almost, I think it was around 75 participants.
Nice.
Yeah. We're very proud of that. One of our more popular programs is the bowling. Like I said, it's been at Wanto for years. I've been the president at PAL since 2020. Yeah, just when the quarantine started. Right, that was my initiation.
Wow.
I didn't know what I was doing, and I had to figure it out during COVID. So, so not only did I become president, but I think it was also that year, or maybe the following year, Lisa and I took over the bowling. Because you have volunteers or coaches for each program.
Yeah.
So, Lisa, so I became president, and then Lisa and I both started running the bowling together. So I don't know, four years now, I guess the two of us have been doing it together. So that's even before Lisa and I got back together. We were just even doing that together, which was kind of weird. But and we had this great relationship with the bowling alley. We raised our kids in Wanto, so we were at the bowling alley often. We knew the whole staff. We got to know everybody. It was like, our place. So past 2 or 3 years, we got this weird vibe. Now, the bowling is on Saturday afternoons,
mm-hmm.
which is also prime time for birthday parties and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So it was weird. We brought, like I said, this year, 75 people, not only paying for bowling, but that's a lot of food and drinks being bought that,
yeah.
People staying after or coming in during the week to practice. And a lot of people would go there because that's where we play. So they would go there during the week to practice or just bring their friends and play. I think we brought a lot of business to this place.
Sure.
But the past couple of years, it seemed like the birthday parties took preference.
They're big with bowling alleys now.
Right. And they would have they would even tell us, can't order any food today. We have to make food for the parties. Or the lights are off today because the parties like the lights off. Like, what about our guys? They're very sensitive and they get overstimulated. Like, what about them? So it was a little bit of a weird thing. Now, just maybe a month ago. Now, again, it's special needs. So in the special needs world, and I'm not looking for sympathy or anything, but, a lot of, if you have a typical child who, they'll accomplish something at school and they'll get recognized, or they'll play sports and get recognized, get a trophy, whatever.
Yeah.
It's a little different in the special needs world. You're not going to have those moments of, winning in this game or accomplishing
I gotcha.
this thing in school. So it is a little different in our world. And so, we're not going to have the valedictorians or, my daughter's probably never getting married, and probably never having kids. So we don't get a lot of the same things that parents get. So with that in mind, sometimes something like a bowling program is all they have and all their families have. So a lot of times, you get not only both sets of parents, but both sets of grandparents, the siblings. They'll come to watch
because themselves, it's a joy for them.
Right.
Yeah.
And the participants, they love it. They have a great time. They support each other. They help each other. If kid can't find his or her bowling ball, somebody will jump in. One of the other participants will help. Even if they're on, competing teams, the team you're competing against gets a strike. Both teams are high-fiving. Stuff.
Really?
It's just
nice.
wonderful.
Yeah.
It really is wonderful. but it does get crowded because the whole families are coming to watch.
Yeah.
So about a month ago, we went there and they took away all the tables and chairs, and they installed like these like half walls. So you got the lane.
Yeah.
Behind, so you got the ball return.
The little scorer's table.
Right. So right by the score table,
you don't
like
have
these
the benches anymore where you sit.
Well, that's what they put in. They just installed these benches, so that's enough for the team, for each team. Now, right behind the benches is like a partition. It probably comes up, I want to say 5 feet. And then behind the partition, for each lane, there's 3 stools and like a little shelf. So you're like sitting at a bar.
Okay.
And these partitions are solid. So if you're not sitting on a bar stool, sitting on the bar stool is the only way to see through.
Oh, some of these kids are short. They can't see over it.
Well, the parents too.
Yeah.
Plus, again, each player, you're getting at least 2 people to watch per player. So 3 stools at each lane, it doesn't cut it. Like it was just tables. You had the bowling lane, the kids, the players had a table with a bunch of chairs, and then there were a bunch of tables and chairs behind them for all the parents to sit and watch.
Yeah.
But now that's gone. So you just you have this partition. So you can't see through it to see what's going on. You have to see over the partition. There's only three stools, so it's not enough. But it's not comfortable, and it just creates a very uncomfortable, weird situation. So we're like, what the hell is this? So now, last night I'm actually in here, getting ready for a new show that started last night, and the bowling alley calls me. They said, "Okay, we just want to let you know, because it was every Saturday. The competitive league would play at 1.
Mm-hmm.
The non-competitive league would come in at 3, and the competitive would be done by 3. So you change, and Lisa would leave too, and I would always. There's a guy that volunteers for the non-competitive, but he's late a lot, or he just can't make it a lot.
Oh.
Since I'm not only running the bowling, but I'm also the president of the league. The whole PAL special needs. I'm like, I may as well stay. Mm-hmm. So I stayed more times than I didn't. But it was nice. Just I would get there in between 12 and 12:30, be out of there by 4. But it was just concurrent, and I was working and enjoying. Be there for 4 hours, and I would go home. So this guy calls me up last night. We're moving the competitive to 11 a.m., and you have to be out by 1. Has to be done. And the non-competitive can still be at 3, but I'm letting you know now that all the lights will be off and the video screens will be playing to accommodate, the rest of the bowling alley. So I said, well, accommodate the rest of the bowling alley. I said, lights off and video screens on does not accommodate the special needs community,
right?
Especially the non-competitive, because the non-competitive is, a little less functioning.
Yeah.
So now you're going to be turning the lights off on them and playing, videos and, in their face. The video screens, you got the pins, and it's not.
Oh, so it's above the pins.
Yeah, it's like it's the wall. The wall above the pins is just one big video screen. So videos with all
those kids are going to flip out.
Right. It's going to be loud. It's going to be dark, and they're going to have all these images, right above where they're bowling. It's not an ideal situation at all. So I said it to him. I go, this is not accommodating the special needs community at all. And I think he's a nice guy. I've been dealing with him for years. He just said, look, my hands are tied. So I took that as, I agree with you.
Right.
I fought
Absolutely.
this and I lost. So I said, well, I have to discuss this with the board. Basically letting him know we're going to look into other options.
Oh, absolutely.
And he's like, yeah, I get it. No problem. Give me a call. I was like, okay. I just can't tell you how mad I am. Like, we've been giving this place
I'd be mad too.
Business for years. And, I mean, talk about, like, they're basically saying, we know your special needs, but we don't give a shit, so off you go.
And you know what's funny? It's not funny. Do they realize? Google reviews today are huge.
Yes.
It only
You're
takes
right.
2 or 3 parents to make a Google review that the bowling alley went that way and did that. And they're doing that against special needs kids.
And that went through my mind. Do I tell some of the parents I'm friends with?
Yeah.
Do we start writing letters? I'm like, I don't know if I want, like,
No,
do I want to get involved
yeah.
in all this? I'm just going to go look around and see if I just got a text. Hey there, I'm Jenny. Did you remember me?
That's your Jenny. That's my Jenny.
I brought you some chocolates. I ate some. Yeah, so it just pissed me off. You're basically just you're just throwing the special needs community aside. So up yours, Wanto bowling lanes.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we're today this afternoon I'll be looking for a new place for us to bowl.
They got no balls.
I see what you did. All right, 12:20. What do you got? What's going on this weekend, Michael?
Now you know Bruce Springsteen, John Russo is going to probably throw his iPad against the wall at this point.
Yeah,
but I don't care.
That's fine.
Trish has never seen him.
John or Bruce?
Bruce.
I know. I was being stupid.
Oh, very funny.
Not really. Does she like Bruce?
She loves him.
Oh,
but I guess her ex-husband. I don't know. I don't care.
I would divorce him too for not
Absolutely.
just for that reason alone.
Just for that reason.
Reason for divorce? Never took me to see Springsteen.
You do know if something is within like maybe a 500-mile radius and he's going to play there, I'm always going on Ticketmaster because you know there's a drop.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So 2 nights ago, I go on Ticketmaster because he's playing in Pittsburgh.
Oh.
Tomorrow night and Sunday night. And we're off Sundays and Mondays.
Ah.
So I went on Sunday and I went to Ticketmaster. I log in and do all those things. I'm like, there's a drop. A little drop. Like it's where the Pittsburgh Penguins play.
Okay.
So the seats are stage level.
Uh-huh.
Like basically where the hockey net would be.
Oh, okay.
You know, and the stage is this way. Great seats. Like $175 a piece.
Okay. Not bad.
For Bruce today, it's not bad. So I grabbed him.
Nice.
So we're going.
Very nice.
We're going to Pittsburgh.
What's Pittsburgh? Like 4 hours?
Like 7.
Oh, really? It's that far? Driving?
Yep.
Nice.
I would drive 10 hours to see him. Up yours, Rusiello.
Now, yeah. So what am I missing? What Rusiello hates him?
Yeah, it doesn't like him.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he is, but he's not.
No, he's not.
He's not?
No, he's not.
Well, I was about to say I thought he was, but I thought
he's not.
He's not extreme left.
Oh no, he's not. That's why I get into arguments with John about it because he's not. I've been watching interviews of him since I'm a kid.
Yeah.
He is absolutely not. He's definitely a moderate.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've always, like I said, he's never been extreme, which I like.
Yeah.
He seems to. I don't like watching a lot of celebrities talk about politics.
No, either do I, and it does.
But
turn
I don't
me
mind
off,
it with him because he strikes me as a guy who's smart and knows what he's talking about. Oh boy.
Stinkstein is anti-American,
no, he's not.
liberal piece of shit.
And
my jerk-off best friend is going to go travel, all right, 7 hours to see him. He could get 3 flat tires and a busted water hose. Other than that, I hope he has a good time.
Oh, other than all those things.
That's all.
Well, but if
his name is not Bruce Springsteen, it's Stinkstein.
Well, now you're just being racist.
Yeah, that's racist.
No, I'm not. He stinks. He stinks. The man literally should really be ashamed of himself.
An anti-cop song.
Okay, he should be ashamed of himself.
Yeah.
He writes songs that are anti-American. I don't give a shit what you say, Kaplan. You telling me this, that, the other thing. I tell you, if you weren't a friend of mine, I would not talk to you again. He's terrible. He's terrible. Plus, he's out of his. He's on stage. He looks like he's dead. All right. He's. I'm sorry. He's terrible. All right. But if you enjoy him, Michael, I wish you the best of luck. Enjoy. Have a good time. Do all you what these Springsteens do? All right. You should be fucking ashamed of yourselves. You should be ashamed of yourselves.
But have a good time.
Oh, yeah, but no, enjoy yourself. I want you to really enjoy yourself.
God.
All right? Take Trish out to a lovely dinner. All right? She deserves it. All right? And she deserves it to put up with Sting. And believe me when I tell you, Michael, all right? Drive careful. All right? I hope you get hit by a fucking bus. Goodbye.
But have a good time.
Now we talked about this. I think it was just last week. I do agree. I didn't like the whole 41 shots thing. We did talk about it, so we don't have to go crazy again. But I do disagree with John. There are definitely some anti-American songs. I don't
like. What? Like which one?
But let me just stop you
go
though.
Ahead.
Because I
know we could get into it for an hour.
But I'm not saying it as a negative thing. I think because of this great country we live in, we're allowed to criticize things that we don't like. We have the freedom to do so, and that's the thing. I don't think the man is anti-American. He just speaks up against the things he's against. There's a difference, and he has the right to do that. And I think we need people like that in this country to keep our elected officials in check.
Well, let me ask you something. I don't know if you know this, but he said, or in the Devil's Dust album, blind faith in your leadership can get you killed.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
That's a fact.
Oh, absolutely.
I wore
that's
the
a
uniform.
Fact.
John
Yes.
Rusciello wore the uniform.
Yes.
And I would even ask John Rusciello.
I'm listening.
I see his smile.
He just wrote Bruce Springsteen, so but I'm listening. You would ask him what?
Did you absolutely, totally trust every leader you ever had? Faithfully, blindly?
Right.
No. You have to be very careful.
Yeah,
but you know what bothers me about anti-Bruce Springsteen people? They don't listen to the real meat and potatoes why he became so famous. It's about how he talks about love and relationships and loyalty and being a blood brother. It's those kinds of fucking things that really piss me off about people that say, "Oh, he's a liberal." My cousin Kathy. I'm sorry, I'm going on a tirade here.
I'm just getting worried. You're getting worked up.
I'm getting worked up.
I'm afraid.
My cousin Kathy says, "Oh, I don't want to hear all these politics." I'm not. And we had an argument about it. Every country music star right now, which are mostly Trumpers, they go on stage, Trump, 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 USA, USA. But Bruce Springsteen. First of all, Bruce Springsteen hasn't talked about politics on stage in years.
I was about to say that, actually. As a guy who has seen him multiple times, I don't think I've ever seen him say anything political. Now, of course, I'm not going to play dumb and say he doesn't do it. He does do it. He does do it, but he's not he's not out there doing it all the time.
When George Bush was president, I remember seeing him 5 or 6 times, and he would talk about the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan were going on.
Right.
And I didn't necessarily agree with him because I don't think it was his place to say it.
Sure. But I think you would agree, though, that most of his shows have nothing to do with politics, and they're just a fun time. And
it's just a fun time.
And he doesn't even really play a lot of that stuff a lot.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, the song Never... I mean, there's so many... I can go on for hours. So I told my cousin Kat, he's such a liberal because she's a right-winger.
Yeah.
And I said, well, what about all these country music stars that Trump, all that stuff? That's okay?
What did she say?
She had no answer. But
again, as a guy who's seen Springsteen many times, and I like what you said a minute ago, because if you do listen to...
If you really knew his music, you would know, like Born in the USA.
Right.
They say it's like an anti-American song. But listen to the words, it's not. It's about someone coming home from Vietnam and saying that, wow, this is really hard to get back into the life.
Right.
Get back in life.
But But there's also the connotations there too about what he had
go-
to do while he was there, and the
go-
little amount of
they
support
sent
he's
me there
gotten
to
when he
go
comes
and
back.
kill Yellow Man.
Right.
Yeah.
But he's that's
yeah.
But that's the thing. I mean, you hear veterans talk about it all the time. You know how hard it is to adjust and how little support they get.
Yeah.
I think personally, I think there's a very small percentage of his music that takes on politics. You know,
very little.
Most of his music is about like the American dream or living in America and having faith and love, romance, sex,
Yeah.
and just and cars and the fun things, the good things in life. I'll tell you, it was, the first time I ever saw Bruce was August of 19. Actually, what's today? The 14th.
14th.
It was August 12th, 1999. Was the first time I ever saw Bruce Springsteen.
I was there with you, wasn't I?
We weren't sitting together, but yes.
You were in the front.
Yes.
Me and Amory were way in the back. Yeah.
Ninth row. Steve Van Zandt was right there in front of me. Best concert I've ever been to in my life to this day. Best concert.
Yeah.
And nothing to do with politics, nothing to do with anything America. It was just a fun concert, and I had such a great time.
I remember.
His fan base, love him. So really, it was, I couldn't believe how, and I was not a big Bruce guy at the time. I liked him, but not crazy. My friend, I was going with a friend of mine who loves him, like you do. But that changed me. I was like, oh my God, this is fun. And again, it was just fun. It wasn't, there was no political statements that we had to rally behind. It was just a fun time, just enjoying good music and a lot of laughs. And that's the Bruce that I really like. But but I'm curious, and I don't know if you know, why did John said the guy looks dead?
I'm not sure. I guess because he's going to be 75, maybe. I'm not sure.
Oh, all right.
I think he happens to be in great shape for his age.
I was going to say, he's still out there doing 3-hour concerts.
Yeah.
I'm 20 years younger than the guy, and he looks better than me.
I don't think I could perform for 3 hours. I performed in many other different ways for 3 hours.
I was going to say, 30 seconds and you're good. I think I look older than Bruce Springsteen, for crying out loud. That guy's in good shape.
If you see him walking in the streets, you see him, he's kind of like, he looks,
oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I don't know, but when he jumps up on stage.
When he gets on that stage, my God.
Yep.
Yeah. Sorry I got so upset there.
I was just worried you were going to have a heart attack. All right, let me read the comments, and then we'll get out of here. Let's see. Joke explained because gypsies travel.
Didn't we say that?
Yeah, I think we did say that, but he had to explain it. And speaking of which, I hope you guys enjoyed Michael the Joke Explainer returned yesterday. Michael the Joke Explainer.
You told me about him.
Oh, that's right, I did.
That's actually a really novel idea, really cool idea.
Just yesterday, it's been probably 3 years since we heard from him. He called in yesterday. Very excited, thrilled. I will admit, the timing was weird. So now I'm wondering, I hope Charlie wasn't him. And now, he accomplished what he accomplished as Charlie, so now he's back to Michael the Joke Explainer. Because that's what this guy. No, not that I noticed, but I just thought that's the thing. With Charlie, because I don't know who Charlie is, now I'm suspicious of everybody.
Right.
Oh, maybe it's this one. Maybe it's that one. Yeah. So I'm just, but I just felt the timing was weird. Charlie just stopped calling, and now all of a sudden Michael called. I don't know. I'm probably just being paranoid, but either way, I was thrilled that Mike called. Yeah, true.
Always keep your eyes open, right?
Yeah. Fremder, I always liked an all-American patriotic woman. I guess you can say I love. Oh, Fremder. I guess you could say I love my country.
Oh, God.
Oh, goodness. The sergeant screams at the soldier, "Soldier, why are you scratching yourself?" Soldier screams back, "Because I'm the only one that knows where it itches, sir." All right. Well, thanks, Mike. Thanks for coming in today.
Okay.
Always a pleasure to see you. Always a pleasure to have you.
It's always a pleasure. Thank you.
So again, next week we're not here, so I'll see you in 2 weeks.
I'll give you the lowdown. I'll give you the review.
I hope you have a great time. See, that's what I wanted to mention too. The fact that John's too hung up on the Springsteen. I'm thinking about the whole thing. Like he said, take her out to dinner. You have a nice dinner. You get to travel together. And every time, and I'm telling you, I'm like a little kid. You go away somewhere, you get in a hotel. First thing I'm thinking of is the sex.
Oh,
like
I don't care.
Like I can't do it at home, but I'm just like like I'm away from home. Mommy and Daddy won't know I'm here.
No.
Like I don't know. It's that weird thing. So
I love hotel sex is the best, isn't it?
there you go.
Because no kids are gonna be like, Mommy, Daddy, I want a sandwich.
Right. You have all the time in the world, privacy. So yeah, I don't. So even if you do get 3 flat tires, you're still going to get a hotel that night.
Oh yeah.
So it's going to be a good weekend.
Roadside service.
Please, so bring pictures, and we'll show them on the show in 2 weeks. But yeah, looking forward to seeing you in 2 weeks.
Yes, sir.
And yeah, I love that you're in here every Wednesday with me.
Me too. I love it, Tony. Thank you so much.
So I look forward to seeing you again in 2 weeks. And so that's it. We'll see Mike again in 2 weeks. Tomorrow we're back. We have Mike Accurso. He's a singer who's coming in with Frank. And by coincidence, he's good friends with comedian Richie Byrne. So Richie Byrne said he wanted to come in. So Richie Byrne and Mike Accurso join me and Frank tomorrow. That'll be fun. That's tomorrow at 11 a.m. Of course, Coffee with the Dog is on before us at 9 a.m. And tomorrow night after us is Circling the Drain. That's at 7 p.m. tomorrow night. We're done. Nothing on the rest of the day here. But don't forget all the great shows coming up at Governor's Comedy Clubs. Mike Keegan and Friends with Hugh Murray and a bunch of other great comedians. That's this weekend. Don't forget September 7th, the Nassau County Special Needs Unit. We're having a garage sale.
You are where?
We're in Hicksville. We're accepting donations and, of course, selling things off. And all the proceeds, 100% of the proceeds going back to the Special Needs Unit at the PAL. So we appreciate the support. In September, Knockem Dead Comedy doing a murder mystery, September 27th. The very next night, our game night, our trivia game show is happening. October 5th, Gov's Comedy Club Podcast presents the Down and Outs, Claudia Sherman and Gretchen Kammer, featuring Nancy Parker, and I'm hosting that one. And then Gov's Comedy Club Podcast presents Mike Paccetti and Friends, starring Greg Kurtikos, New York Funny Man, with Johnny McDonald, Sean Kearns, Courtney Otera, and making his stand-up comedy debut, Andrew Farella. That's November 2nd. Knockem Dead Comedy again at McGuire's in December, doing another murder mystery. And don't forget, this weekend on a Governor's stage, some of the comedians you will see: Rich Voss, Mike Keegan, Hugh Murray, Carla Okeson, Johnny McDonald, Chuck Fox, Chris Cassandro, Deb Diamore, Greg Vaccarello, who you saw on Donversations this past Friday, and Kyle Grooms.
Kyle Grooms?
You have no idea who that is?
No.
You
got my joke there.
Totally.
That's when you know someone so long. 'Cause I was hoping you would say, you know him? No.
Go to govs.com. Check out the full schedule, what's going on at Governor's, and make your reservations to all the shows. And go to knockemdeadcomedy.com to find out what we got going on, see our full schedule, as well as information on how to hire us for your event. All right, we're out of here. Thank you, Michael. And thank you, guys.
Oh, thank you.
Enjoy the rest. What was that? Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday, and we'll see you.